So hello guys, welcome again to Mosty Academy. Today we are looking into the Jupeb Mathematics 2021 in preparation of our Jupeb examination that is starting August 1st. I'm going to be solving 50 questions from the last year on to get ourselves prepared well for the examination. And if you are new to our channel, you can consider subscribing to this and as well click on the notification button. And I do say this because most of these things were being taught in your classroom. I may be jumping some process just to save time because time is money and we don't want it to be too lengthy. So I may give you some work or exercise to attempt. So do try to attempt them, and if you have difficulties in getting the answer, you might consider dropping the comment and I will attend to them. So guys, I'll start with the first question of Jupeb 2021. Kudos to my admin, they are really doing a wonderful job. I really appreciate it because it's not easy to type and get all this question for you guys to get prepared. Let's start with the first question. Admin, we can move. The first question here we have is the question says, obtain the equation normal to the curve. Equation normal to the curve, that is our concept of, we call it concept of gradient, which you have learned under the topic of what we call application of differentiation. So if you've done that, normal equation means a line that are perpendicular. That's the only concept you need to know here. Rearrange this equation and substitute the point. If you arrange this equation, you can say x squared, I'm doing the solution directly, minus 4x minus 2y plus 1. Now you have to differentiate so that you get the gradient of the line. So differentiating to get the gradient of this line, differentiating 2x will give me x squared is 2x, differentiating 4 minus 4 is to give me minus 4. Differentiating minus 2 I give me minus 2. When you differentiate y, you put the y, the x. I'm using implicit differentiation is equals to 0 because if I differentiate 1, a constant will go. I don't have too much of time to be explaining too much of things. So on substitution, isolate this guy to be 2x minus 4 is equals to, when this guy moves to the other side, is 2 the y by the x. So on simplification, make the y by the x, so your formula you can say the y by the x will be equals to, nothing to solve here, that's 2x minus 4 over 2. Wow, I hope you can see that. So this is making more sense. 2 can go there, so you can say m, which is the same thing as the y by the x, will give you x minus 2. I hope you don't understand how I think about this. I have used 2 to what? You can factorize this, 2x minus 2 over 2. And I cancel out that. So I won't be showing our process like I said, just for us to be fast. Now the point I'm giving x and y plane. So x is 1, I hope you can see that. X is 1 and y is 2. So I can say m is equals to, when I substitute x is 1, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So that's the first one. The lines are perpendicular. That is normal curve. So line are perpendicular, the new gradient will be equals to minus 1 over the old gradient. The old gradient here is I'm having minus 1, 2. So minus 1 over minus 1 will give me the gradient to be 1. So substituting, I have to use the equation of the line from one point. Y minus y1 over x minus x1. Wow. So now, I think it's very direct. Hope we didn't make any mistake. I don't think so, admin. I hope you are there. So now, we substitute, new gradient is 1 equals to y minus y1, x1, y1. Y is 2 over, I hope students can see my hand pointing to that side, x minus x1 is 1. Cross multiply, this is saying x minus 1 is equals to y minus 2. So this is x minus y, because I'm looking at what we have here, x minus y, hope I'm not cutting, is equals to minus 2 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 is minus 1. So this should be the equation of the line, but I like the way the examiner decided to leave the answer here. Examiner decided to leave the answer by multiplying 2 by 1. It's not option A, not B, not C. But the right option is D. How? Multiply this 2 by negative 1. That is minus x plus y is equals to minus times minus times 1. So this y minus x is equals to 1. So and that would be the right answer to our first question. And please move to the next question. Thank you very much. Now the next question says, we are to determine the respective value of our P and Q if x minus y and x minus 2 are factors of this. So now if something factor remainder theorem under your polynomial is also very important. I hope you have studied that, and if you have not, just substitute 1 in the equation. I'll do that directly so that we don't have time. Substituting 1, we can say the solution to this will be, let's substitute 1. If we try substitute 1 here, because x minus 1 is 0, that's 1. And I think this is a plus, so we are substituting minus 2 and 1 in this equation. 1 is our, that is, we have 2 plus b, substitute x equals to 1, minus 1 plus q equals to 0. So here I have to have 2 minus 1, that is a p plus q. 2 minus 1 is 1 equals to minus 1. That's the first equation. Then I do the same thing for the second one. I substitute minus 2 into this. Minus 2 raised to power 3 is minus 3. Minus 8 times 2 is a minus 16. Then minus 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 4p plus 4p. I hope you guys can do factor remainder theorem from junior classes. So minus minus is plus 2 and plus q equals to 0. Reduce this one the way I've done that one. This is 4p plus q. This is minus 16 plus 2. That's minus 14. So that's equals to 14. System equation 1, system equation 2. So because it is Jupeb examination, no time to be taking anything. You can substitute answer and get. Or if you want to solve Sandler's equation, you can solve. But I think this one is very simple to solve. As in, if we follow the law of addition. I'm adding the two equations, or why subtract? Let me subtract. I think subtraction will be better than addition. So let me subtract. If I subtract this equation, I'm going to be having, this is really wasting my time. So subtracting the equation, 4p minus p is going to give me 3p. Q gets cancelled out from subtraction. 14 minus minus 1. That's 14 plus 1 is 15. So p answer is 15 over 3 is 5. So 5, each one has 5 as the first answer. This is equal, this is equal. So if 5 is the first answer, 5 plus what is going to give me minus 1? 5 plus what? This 5 plus minus 6. You can get q from equation 1. So this will be valid. Because of time, we have to move that. So 5 plus minus 6 is going to give me minus 1. So next question. Thank you very well. This is not type well. F of x is x squared plus c. D of x is ax plus b. Find out g of f of x. So I'm looking for g of f of x. I have g of f of x will give me, this is giving me problem a little bit of. So we have g of f of s is going to be equals to, what is g? G of f of s. So what is g? G of s is ax plus b. So where I see x, I'm putting the value of g of x. I'm putting the value of f of s. So a into bracket, what is f of x is now x squared plus c then plus b. So I hope you understand this. So I think the answer speaks for itself. I think that is to escape. Nothing to solve here. The next question. Please be fast. The next question says, if alpha and beta are the root of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, then the examiner asks us to obtain an equation of 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. Yeah, this is also a question on quadratic equation and expressions, which is very important for you to keep in mind. So we have, the equation is x squared minus the sum plus the product equals to 0. So that is the general equation of what quadratic expression equation we use in what junior classes. So doing that, 1 over alpha, let's get the sum and product. 1 over alpha plus 1 over beta. You and I know LCM will be alpha beta. Alpha gets cancelled, that is beta plus alpha. Then I need the product, 1 over alpha times 1 over beta. That is 1 over alpha beta. So directly I can now substitute values and parameters to have answer. Everybody know alpha plus beta is if you don't know that, you can keep that in mind. Alpha plus beta is sum. Alpha plus beta is minus b over a, elementary knowledge. Alpha beta is c by a. So I'll just substitute that to get, these are my a, b, and c. So alpha plus beta up here is minus b over a, minus b over a value is e a here, divided by alpha beta is c over a, that's c by a. So simplifying this one, this gets cancelled out, that is b over c. If you don't know, this is what I've done, minus b over a times a over c. Everybody knows this. So and that is why I said the answer to this one is nothing but negative b by c. So that's that. Then 1 over alpha beta, we never finish. Alpha beta is C over A. Doing that, I'm going to have, I hope I can see, you guys can see me, that is 1 over C by A. So give this flip over to be A by C. So note this and note that. So note the two answers. This is for the sum, and that is for the product. So doing that, simplifying this stuff, we are going to have this. Let's shift this a little bit. Then we have wow. So let's just do some kind of simple stuff. Simple example. So let's shift this a little bit up so that we have our space. So now here we can now say from here directly, we know the formula for equation x squared minus sum plus product. How we can see there. So we are going to have, therefore our answer will be x squared minus the sum. What's the sum now? Minus b by c plus the product. The product is a by c. So now that is the equation equals to 0, which is very important. Quadratic expression. So minus are plus x squared plus b by c plus a by c equals to z. There is a shortcut to this. But I just want to C is the what, whatever there. So you multiply each of the equation by c. So multiply each of them by c. You have therefore into the cx squared. C gets cancelled plus bx. That should be a coefficient of x here. Plus bx. Then c gets cancelled plus a. So this is the expression I'll be looking for in my answer. I hope it is there to avoid any error. Which of these options? Cx squared plus bx plus a. That is also option A. So guys, that's how to do quadratic expression. Don't miss it out. It's very simple. The next question, thank you, Admin. Now, deduce the value of x in this equation. No time because it is just for us to get answer. I think this is like a linear index or indices or whatever you call it. So using the indices now, this is 3 to the power of 2x squared is equals to 3 to the power of 5x minus 2. This gets cancelled. That's 2x squared. I'm equating the power minus 5x plus 2 equals to 0. Solution. Direct solution is two numbers that when you multiply you have 4, and when you add you have negative 5. This is the product, this is the sum. Everybody should know this, more like a quadratic equation. So let's use direct shortcut, which I've explained in my concept video, so that we don't have issues. Two numbers, when you multiply you have 4. You think about 4 and 1. So because this is negative, you have to think about something negative for the two of them. So minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. Minus 4 times minus 1 is 4. So if I've gotten this, I told you shortcut, direct shortcut is reverse the sign. What's the reverse of minus 4? 4 over. I don't have time to be solving that. Or reverse minus 1 over the leading coefficient over 2. Answer will be equals to 2 or 1 by 2. So this should be the right answer for x. So 2 or 1 by 2. I'm looking for option D. Thank you, admit my me is not sleeping. So I think this is a direct question. We can save time so that we can use it on the next one. Inequality should also be a direct solution for everybody. We are solving this inequality of 2x squared. The major concept about this is also lower number follow the sign, higher follow the reverse sign. That is the concept you need to know in this too. So let's do that. The same thing, we have the product is minus 4. The product is minus 4, the sum is 3. Two numbers, and when you multiply, you have this and you have that. So you just have to think about sum and product. So 4 and 1 is what will come to your mind. So because it is positive, this guy should be. So 4 plus minus 1 is 3. So let's do that. That is you now start distributing. The logic is still the same thing. But here the examiner did not even test you in terms of less than or greater than. The examiner has removed less than or greater than. So it's more like you solving the normal type of equation. Shortcut can also work. Change the sign. Minus 4. Divide by leading coefficient 2. And change the sign 1. Leading coefficient 2. Answers are negative 2 or 1 by 2. So that's what I'm having. Negative 2 or 1 by 2. Negative 2. We can say 2 options. And that is where issue comes. I think it's typographical error for my admin. Because I'm saying negative 2 and 1 over 2 in 2. So anyone you want to pick. I think I like B more than D. So I'm going for B. The next question. Thank you, admin. The next question says we have to resolve this into partial fraction. Also the concept of direct shortcut is going to help here without wasting any time on all this stuff. So you don't need to waste any time on all this stuff. So doing that directly, I can say fine. This is going to give me, so we can move, we have fine. So you can just say solution directly to this. Don't let us waste. It should be, we have 1 over difference of 2 square, 1 minus x, 1 plus x. So that's the only thing I think we need to know. Is equals to a over 1 minus x plus b over 1 plus x. So I will use direct shortcuts, which I have actually explained on concept video many times. So using that direct shortcut, we're going to have a value will be equals to expression to go 1 over the other expression under here. So that will be, sorry, apologies. We have some technical issue here. Let me just move on with what I'm doing. So this should be, we have okay, fine. So I think I can move on. So I have 1 over, you know, a is picked here, 1 is from here over this one is equals to, then you have what's it called? 1 over 1 minus 1 plus x. So whereby when you pick b, it will be the expression for those who are just joining over the other one, 1 minus x. So that's the shortcut. You're just joining us. That's the method we use from our explanatory class. So directly we can do this by continuing this stuff. So doing that one, we now say a will be equals to 1 over, we pick 1 plus x, it will be 1 minus x equals to 0. When 1 minus x is equals to 0, everybody know what x will be equals to. X is equals to 1. I hope you can see that. So 1 plus 1, that's true. Or b equals to 1 minus x is under here, so you express the other one, 1 plus x to be equals to 0. Everybody can see what this one will give you. S equals to what? Minus 1. So substitute minus 1. 1 over 1 minus minus 1. That's 1 plus 1. 2. So answer is 1 over 2 twice. So that is what you are going to pick as well. 1 over 2 twice. 1 over 2 twice. 1 over 2. Why is it that? Okay, I think it's typo from my admin. Because I'm seeing, okay, plus. Okay. So you can say 1 over 2, 1 over 2. That's what I'm looking for. So and it is plus expression that is in between there. So the next question we can move on. Thank you very much. The next one says the sum of it says the sum of the nth term of a GP is 127 and the sum of their reciprocal is 127 over 64. Wow. So we have to find n and the common ratio. N stands for number of terms and common ratio will be R. So let's look formula for a GP. The formula of sum of a GP is wow. So solution, that is, I think this is a formula based question. So if you go by that, solution wise, this should be sum is Sn equals to A open bracket R raised to power n minus 1 over R minus 1. This is what you need to know. That is why I said it's a formula based question. So let's simplify quickly. Wow. So the sum of the series is 127, that's 127 equals to the first term is 1 R raised to power n minus 1 over R minus 1. So that's the first line. Then the second line I'm going to do tells me that so the second one says the reciprocal means shifting this sum formula upside down. So if I shift the formula upside down, it will be R minus 1 over whatever. So the reciprocal is now 127. The sum of the reciprocal is 120. So 127 over 64 is now equals to reciprocal of this one is R minus 1 over R minus 1 over reciprocal. You can see I'm thinking what is up down. 1 times anything will remain R raised to power n minus 1. So what I will do is now I have two equations which I have to divide by each other. So I can call this one 1, I can call this one 2. So I saw these two simultaneous equations dividing 2 by 1 or 1 by 2 127 gets cancelled out because no time. Admin, I told you about all my past method. I have to apply it here. This is a long thing. I have to know that 127 will get cancelled out. R minus 1 gets cancelled out. I hope you can see. I'm dividing 2 by 1. 127 will get cancelled out. R minus 1 will also get, R raised to power n minus 1 will also get cancelled out. So what I'm going to left with is about, I'm having 64 is equals to, I have R raised to power n minus 1. Yes. Yes, that should be what I should have. I should have that. Yes, R minus 1 will cancel out each other. Whereas this one cannot cancel out each other. Yes. That should be what I am going to have. If I am not mistaken. Yes. Yes. So now if I substitute this one, it can be 2 raised to power 6 is equals to 2 raised to power 2 raised to power n minus 1. So 2 raised to power n minus 1. Just looking at the variation. Then because I'm looking at if I say r is equals to 2, no, that's a mistake. So let's cut it well so that we can actually have so we are looking for the n and the common ratio. So what I'm going to have here, if I divide, 64 is definitely going to be left, no doubt, or 1 over 64. And I can turn 64. I will use an idea so that I will use option to get the answer directly. I don't have time. So it will be equals to, that is 1 minus r raised to power n, I guess. Should be what I'm going to have. Because if I inverse that. So I think what we go by this is when n is equals to 7, or should be r raised to power n minus 1. So please divide that. I'm trying to save time. Cutting. I don't like cutting things. So look at what I want to show you. When you divide the two equations, this is what you are going to have, dear student. You are going to have 64 is equals to r raised to power n minus 1. So which of these answer will go with this? That is just what I will do next. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to have here, it's simple to know that this will be the right answer. How did I know? You can confirm. So if n is equals to 7 and this is equals to 2, does it conform with the equation? Should I check for you? So now if I check for you, it will be, that was what I was trying to do the other time. This will be 2 raised to power 7 minus 1. Yes. 2 raised to power, okay, it should be r raised to power n minus 1. R raised to power n minus 1. So the 2 raised to power 7 is not 64. It's 2 raised to power 6 and 64. 2 raised to power 7 minus 1, yes. So 2 raised to power 7 minus 1. So it should be r raised to power n minus 1. Please note that. R raised to power n minus 1. So 2 raised to power 7 minus 1 is 2 raised to power 6, which is 64. So I think this is correct. So that should be the right answer. So, but if you want to go by long method, it's simple. Solve equation 1 and 2. Just try to cut it out and look for what is left with. Next question. Thank you, admin. The next question also, because of time, we have to make everything short and simple because you don't have to be showing you know too much of mathematics. So this is a common point. See, the major line is common point between two loci. The first equation is this. The second equation is this. When you are looking for a common point on any line, I've said this many times in classroom, I look for what you are solving the equation. So instead of me solving Santino's equation, you can see one linear, one quadratic, which is going to waste time. We use what? Picking in value. So I start with B and go with D. That is my way. So let's see what satisfies this equation. Look at the 2x. Wow, not 2x. Wow. That's not 2x, but 2y. So apologies, I have to bring this back. So that is 2y. 2y minus x minus 11 equals to 0. So I'm solving the two equations. The second one is y squared minus 6y minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. You have to solve this equation and get the value of x and y. One linear, one quadratic. Who has the time? I don't have the time. Let me substitute this, which I think should be the answer. When x is equals to 7, y is equals to 9. So let's see, x is 7, y is 9. X is 7, y is 9. 2 times 9, 18. 18 minus 7, 11. 11 minus 11, 0. Satisfied. 7 satisfied. 7 and 9 satisfied. No other one has 7 and 9. So that means all other answers are simple, are wrong. I don't need to do it. You can also test 7 and 9 for this. X is 7, y is 9. See, 7, y is 9. 81 minus 6 times 9. 81 minus 54 minus 28 plus 1 is also equals to 0. So this is the solution to the answer. This is the answer to the question. So we don't need to waste time on what we know is already the answer. The next one. Thank you. Now the next one is also a question of solve for tan theta, or what am I saying? Tan theta. Now to solve for tan theta in this equation, 7 sec squared theta plus tan theta plus 8 equals to plus 8. So what we're going to do here is just to make sure we also save time, because time is precious, time is money, time is everything, you know. That is what I'm trying to do here. So just to save the time. So if I'm saving the time, I have to just record trigonometric constant. Sec squared theta is equals to 1 plus tan squared theta. Wow. Wow, wow. Now, sec squared theta equals to 1 plus tan squared theta is what I want to use here. And if I'm using that, I should be able to say 7 open bracket 1 plus tan squared theta is equals to 6 tan theta plus 8. I just hope I can use shortcut. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 7 tan squared theta. I have to work. Then I have minus 6 tan theta minus 8 is equals to 0. I think it's now easy. Wow, it's simple now. 7 tan squared theta minus 6 tan theta. 7 minus 8 should be minus 1 and me. Minus 1 equals to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. The first one is 1, 2, 1, 0. So quadratic equation, we can even say let x equals to, to avoid the use x equals to, we can say let x equals to tan squared theta, or tan theta. So that you can see the quadratic equation, 7x squared minus 6x minus 1 equals to 0. So because you need tan theta, I think the question is for tan theta. So x is equals to tan theta. So any answer you get for x here is the answer to the question. So let's do it together. I think also need to be working with you so we don't make errors. So directly here I can say product and sum, shortcut, right? Let's use shortcut. Product is 7 times 1. You can see 7 times minus 1 minus 7. Sum is the coefficient of this minus 6. I am looking for that 2 number. And when I multiply, I'm going to have minus 7. And when I add, I'm going to have negative 6. 7 times 1. So 5 is minus 7 and 1. So let me just get the answer. Therefore, the answer will be for my shortcut. Reverse the sign. 7 over the leading power here is 7. Or reverse the sign, minus 1 over the leading power here is 7. So these are the two answers. 7 over 7 is what? 1. Or I hope I'm not putting minus 1 over 7. So this will be the answer I will be looking for 1 or minus 1 over 7. Is option B. The next question. Thank you very much, my admin. You are doing a wonderful job. The next question here is question of finding coefficient. Wow. So the question says we have to find the coefficient of something. 1 over x squared minus x to the power of 18. We're looking for the coefficient of x to the power of 6. Binomial expansion. So let's use the knowledge of combinatoric. Our knowledge of combinatoric. So let's bring back the knowledge of combinatoric and solve this one. So bringing back the knowledge of combinatoric, we should be able to say here from here we have from combinatoric formula we have n combination r equals to p raised to power n minus r, then q raised to power r, p raised to power n minus r, then q raised to power r. So we can do that here and solve, because here we are looking for n is equals to 18. Then we are actually solving for the value of. Hope you guys know this formula, and if you don't know it, like I do say, it's always the first time to everything in life. So n is equals to 18. So then we substitute. We have 18 combination, then we are going to the 6th power. So 18 combination R is equals to my P is this one and my Q is this one. Because it's 18 power, we use positive directly. So I have a P 1 over x squared 1 over x squared raised to power n is 18 minus r. Please help me out. Then you have a q is a x raised to power r, which I don't know. So continue this one. It's going to give me, see, look at the logic we use here. So 1 over x squared same as x raised to power minus 2. I hope you guys still remember that. Indices 1 over a is a raised to power minus 1. So if you want to go with this now, x raised to power minus 2 into bracket 18 minus r. And so I'm looking for x raised to power 6. So I can equate it with equals to x raised to power r. That's the logic we use. So here we now say x, this is minus 36 plus 2r is equals to x raised to power r. So directly I can now say I can equate the power. I'm having something like indices. So equating the power, I have minus 36 plus 2r equals to r. I hope students can see that. So then I can say we have this will be equals to, wow. Hope I didn't make mistake here. So because I don't want us to have any issue. Okay, because what I'm having here is 36. No. Let's check again. Hope there is no mistake. And combination here. Okay. So we have 1 over x squared 18 raised to power, then that is that raised to the power r. So that should be okay. We have I've seen my mistake, and thank God I was able to see this is negative. This is negative x, not x. So this is negative. So I will have negative 36 is equals to minus r minus 2r. So on simplification, minus 36 is equals to minus 3r. This gets cancelled out. R equals to 36 over 3. 36 over 3 is 12. Hope I'm not making any mistake. But therefore, we are looking for 18 combination R, which is 12 now. So which is what we are looking for. Because the power of that one is, we are looking for the 6th power. And that is what I need to do. So therefore, we have the 6th power of this one, when R is 12, is now, that is 18 combination 12. Calculator now is given what I need. So therefore, 18 combination 12 is what I need. I think I have one side in the calculator. Let me just press directly. That's, I think it should be an answer, if not inside. So please, 18 combination 12, that's 18 factorial over 18 factorial over 18 minus 6 factorial. But I'm still wondering if I don't make mistake here, because I'm seeing something like mistake. We are looking for x raised to power 6. This is my mistake. This is 6. X raised to power 6, because I'm equating it to the 6th power. So that's the mistake I'm having. So it should be 36 plus 2r is equals to 6. So that's the mistake, guys. So let's just finish up. So if you have 6 as the stuff here, this is going to be, so that should have been, I will have screwed that. So this should be, so this should be 2r is equals to 6 plus 36. 36 plus 6 should be, I'm still seeing maybe I'm having a mistake in this thing. 36 plus 6 should be 42. Thank you, admin. But I think there's still error in what I've done. Let me carefully look at it. Thank you, I have calculator, and this is what I'm waiting for me to be able to press combination directly. Now let's check it again, directly again. N combination R equals to P raised to power R, then Q raised to power N minus R. So I use this as 1 over x squared, x raised to power minus 2, 18 N is 8, then Q raised to power or whatever. We are looking for the 6th power, and I equate that one to the 6th power. So here we have 36 plus 2r is equals to, so if I go with, okay, this is where, because this is negative, and I think that is another mistake I did spot out. So minus 6 plus 36 is 30. So r is equals to, that's the mistake, 15. So remember, I'm looking for 18 combination r, 18 combination 15. So let's just check 18 combination 15 from calculator here. 18, no time at all. This calculator is even sick. This combination, I think, shift, divide, 15. It's 816, and I don't think we have it here. 18, wait. I don't think we have it here. So I think maybe there is an error somewhere, but I'm the one that is actually making error somewhere. But I don't think I have error in what I have here. I don't think I have any error in what I'm looking for. The 6th power. That's the 6th power. This is 36 minus 2 times 18 is 36 minus 2. This is plus r. So I don't think I'm having any error. So I think I will leave that for now. Maybe later I'll come and check. Then I have x raised to power r. I'm looking for the 6th power. So I equate the two to have 36 plus 2r is equals to 6. So 36 plus 2r equals to 2r equals to 6 plus 36. So 2r is equals to, I use negative because that is negative. Then 36 minus this one should be 30. Then should be all correct. So I'll leave this now. Next admin, I'll come for it later. But I think there is an error somewhere because of time. Let's still move on. We'll come back to this. The next one is, I think this is a set question. This one shouldn't give anybody any issue. So if this is set, I hope all these things are not touching. This should be, I have spaces to go. Wow. I think my admin tried to edit this. So now here, this should be a simple question. A is equals to number less than 4. Then this B is equals to number greater than 2. A intersection B. Number less than 4, you know, 1, 2, and 3. If I'm going for natural number. And number greater than equals to 2, 3, and 4. Intersection is only 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 will be your answer. Then A over B is what is in A that is not in B. Please note that A over B is not dividing the way you divide normal things. So what is in A that is not in B is 1. So 1 is part of the answer. 1 is in A. 1 is not in B. So 1 is part of the answer. Intersection is 2 and 3. So 1 is part of the answer. So this is the answer. I don't think I need to waste time on this. It's a simple question. So this will be the valid answer to that. That's the answer. The next one. So I'm saving time to come back to that one later. Then this one also asks us to find the gradient of the line. I think we did something similar to this. This is also another implicit function. So gradient is just getting the implicit function. Let's do that together. Now we differentiate 3x squared. That is 6x. I hope we can all do this. Then this is product rule. If you are doing product rule, you take this one as u, the other as v. So let's just be fast. So if this is u and the other one is v, so u dv dx, then v du dx, that is plus. If I say u dv dx, u is 2s. I differentiate this one. You can see if I differentiate 1, y, that is I have to put the y dx. Then plus, I will do the other way around. Y times, when I differentiate 2s, is 2. I hope you still remember all those things. Then I have another one, minus, this is very long. Hope I'm not cutting. That is 2y, the y dx. That this thing that is writing double image. I don't have time, I have to increase my face. Then I'm writing, so I continue. Then minus 8 is a constant, is equals to 0. Nothing to write again. So let's rewrite it. This is like saying 6x plus 2y is equals to, I'm moving all this dy dx to the other side. So this one is 2y minus 2y will be 2y dy dx. Then the other one, this one is plus 2x will be minus 2x dy dx. So we rewrite this one in this format, 2y minus 2x dy dx. And this is 6x plus 2y. So the y dx makes over the formula. If you do that way, that will be the y dx is equals to, so I have this is 2y, 6x will be on top. These are things I don't like. So that will be 6x plus 2y over 2y minus 2x. So doing this directly, so we should be able to have an answer. We are given points for x and y. X is 3, y is 2. You can see x is 3, y is 2. You can substitute and even reduce this if you want to reduce. But if you don't want to reduce, not a problem. 6 times 3, 18. 18 plus 2 times 1, 2. 18 plus 2 is 20. There's no mistake there. Then 2 times y is 1, 2 minus 2 times 3 is 6, 2 minus 6 minus 4. So that is our base. If there's any mistake, I'm not going to do it twice. Minus 5, not 5. So minus 5 should be option this. And that's the answer to that. I'm not doing it twice. I'll come back to them, provided there's already been listed, because we have 50 questions. This is just question 14. Now, an ellipse is a conic section whose eccentricity lies between 0 and -1. So this is memory-based question, formula-based question, between 0 and -1. That's what we're centered. Next question. I have to increase question 15. We have a lump sum to infinity. Directly, s infinity equals to a over 1 minus half. Formula-based question. A is equals to 3. 1 minus common ratio is 2 over 3. So finish this. This is 3 over 1 by 3. 3 divided by 1 by 3 will give you 9. Direct answer is 9. You don't need to waste time. Next question, please. So please, let's be fast. You have to save the time. Question 16. Now, t squared plus 1, if s equals to t squared plus 1, and y equals to t cubed plus 2, find y prime. That is what we call our differentiation with respect to new variable. So I'm going to do this. This is y prime will be equals to, this is y prime. The y dt, the y dt is equals to 3t squared. Everybody can see that. And the s by dt, the s dt is equals to 2t. So then if I need the y dx, it will be equals to 3t squared times 1 over 2t. Directly, 1t gets cancelled out. So we have 3t by 2 or 3 over 2t. So that's what you are going to be looking for. Where is it? Let's see. Next question, please. No time. Guys, we have to save the time. And now the next one says we are to differentiate with respect to x. Direct solution, y prime will be equals to 19 3s are 57. Repeat what is in the bracket. You have learned this one. 3x plus 8. Subtract 1 from the power raised to power 18. I don't think this one should be any problem for anybody. Next question, question 18. We have to save the time. We don't have them. The same thing also, we have to integrate this. I think this is, let's just do it directly. Don't let me change the limit value, because I think it's more like elementary jam question. So doing this, my dear student, this is x raised to power 5, then plus x squared dx. This is a definite integral, taking limits from -1 to 1. I don't want to use 1. This is x raised to power 6 by 6, no time, plus x raised to power 3 by 3. If you don't have that, limits of integration are given from -1 to 1. So let's put the limit of integration and solve. So let's start from -1, or from 1. 1 is plus 1 by 6 plus 1 over 3. We are subtracting the answer from 1 is -1, -1 by 6 plus -1 over 3. As you can see, you can finish this if you want. LCM will be, you can see, this is it should be minus. So directly I'll just put a kind of simple 6, 1 plus 2. Then minus, big minus. The same thing, LCM is 6 minus 1. This is minus already. That's minus. Minus 1 minus 2. Am I right? Yes, I should be right. So I think this is 3 over 6, which is 1 over 2. Then minus, this is minus 3 over 6. Minus 3 over 6 is, I didn't make any mistake, but I'm seeing error now. Minus 3 3 over 6 is minus 1 over 2. But I'm seeing 1. That's what I'm seeing. 1 over 2. 1 over 2. And that is 1. And there's an answer there. Again, I've started my small error. Let's see. X squared times s squared times x, which was is s raised to the power 6. S raised to the power 6 integration is s raised to the power 7. And I've started. This is s raised to the power 7 over 7. Those are my little errors. It's a simple question you all should be able to finish. Or do you want me to still do it? Want me to still do it? That was going to be a long thing. So I don't want anything that will waste our time now. So that's what I'm running from. I don't want anything that will waste our time. That will be a kind of a delay in transmission again. So that is what I'm running from. You see? As usual. Okay, I think what I'll do now. Just let me explain by one slide. So let's just, it's a waste of time. What this is what you guys can do. I've spotted the error, and that's one thing about the joy of mathematics. Ready to spot the error. So I think it will be faster now. So when I expand it, that's s raised to the power 6, that's s raised to the power 7 over 7. That is where the stuff actually came from. Then you can see this. Hope everybody still remember over 3. So the limit is from minus 1 to 1. So you can finish this. To be honest, I believe everybody can do this. Because I still have about 32 questions left to solve, and time is not on my side. But for the essence of those, I think the other side I get minus 1 over 2. Let's put it back. When s is 1, that is 1 over 7 plus 1 over 3. I'm putting s equals to 1. So I'm subtracting from when s equals to minus 1. Minus 1 over 7. That is our minus, plus times minus will be minus. Minus 1 over 2. So whatever I have here will be opposite here. 21, I guess. This is 3 plus 7. Just funny. I have to be doing all this. Then minus 21 as well. That is a minus 3. Right? Minus 3 minus 7. So finishing that, 10 over 21 will be double of it. 10 over 21, then minus 10 over 21. I've done it here and after it's not there again. I will leave you guys to do it. So that's 10 over 21 plus 10 over 21. So that's 20 over 21. I'm still having issues with this. So I think I will leave it you guys to solve it. Because what I'm having is 10 over 20. I know it's my issue of minus that I'm putting. Or maybe there's a typo error. Because I don't think I have anything. S squared times S cubed is S raised to the power 5. I was very correct the other time. No, I'm not doing rubbish. S squared, see, S squared times S cubed. Indices. That's S raised to the power 5. Integrate S raised to the power, that's S raised to the power 6 over 6. So, I'm not doing it again. S squared times 1, that's X squared. Integrate X squared, that's S cubed over. So this should be over 6. And that term will be 6. And this will be 1 plus 2. Time is not on my side. That's just the truth. 1 plus 2 is 3 over 6. 3 over 6 is 1 over 2. I think I did something like a minus. The one that has minus here should be minus 1 raised to the power 6. Wow, I've seen my mistake. And then minus 1 raised to the power 6 is not minus. Minus 1 raised to the power 6 is 1. So admin. So you should have actually helped me with that one. That is 6. Then this is a positive now, not negative. So then it will be LCM is 6. Sorry for rough work now. I was actually correct before. So this will be 1, not minus 1. Then 1 minus 2. So now the final answer, sorry, is now off. This is 1 over 2, like 1 plus 2 is the 3 over 6 is 1 over 2 minus. Now here it is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So that is minus 1 over 6. So this is what you are supposed to solve right now. So 1 over 2 plus 1 over 6. And the answer is there now. 1 over 2 plus 1 over 6. See? 1 over 2 plus 1 over 6. 6. For those who don't know, 3 plus 1. So that is 4 over 6, which is 2 over 3. So this is the answer. So it wasted about 5 minutes, so I will compensate that 5 minutes in some other question. The next one. So this one also is, okay, fine. This one will help me out. The y by the s, y prime, we do something like this. Minus 2, look at this now, minus 2 times minus 4. Minus 2 times minus 4 is 8. 8 will be outside. So I will now repeat what is inside by 1 minus 4 here. Minus 2 minus 1 is minus 3. So this is the answer I'm looking for. Option what? Please, no time. A, right? Yeah. Next one. Next question, question 20. Compute limit of x tends to 4. This rubbish. So we just do that directly. When we put 4, so you put 4, that's 0 over 0. Indeterminate, whatever you call it. I don't have time to explain the concept now. So now what I do is just, let me use L'Hopital's rule directly. L'Hopital's rule is differentiate the numerator minus 4 over, I said minus 4. What's going on with my simple error? When we differentiate what we have upstairs there, we are going to have 1. Hope you understand? 1. And when you differentiate, this is a corner. Root s is 1 over 2 root s. Hope you still remember all these shortcuts. So 1 divided by 1 over 2 root s will give you 2 root s. So this is just what you want to substitute. That's 2 root. What's the limit? 4. I hope you understand. 2 root 4. So what's root 4? 2 times 2. So that's 4. So note that I'm not going for negative number by the square. Next one. So next one, please. Thank you very much. Which of the following differential equation is non-linear? Degree of differential equation. Check the degree of differential equation. When you check the degree of this equation, you'll be able to spot the one that is linear and the non-linear equation. So you hope you know how to check the degree and the order of the equation. So now, this is the second order equation. This is the second order equation. Now, degree is degree 1. Second order equation, yes, degree 1. Then this is linear. This is linear. This is linear. So let's check this. This is non-linear. You can see second degree. This is another y square. So this is non-linear, and that is the answer to the first. So the next one, no time, please. Next question, question 22 of 50. Thank you. Now the next question says we are to solve. Solving here. I have to move this here a little bit. Now we are to solve. Now what are we solving? We are solving the equation. Differential equation, the y by dx minus x squared over y is equals to 0. Collect like times, you can say the y by dx is equals to, this will be plus x squared over y. What do? Cross multiply. This is y dy equals to x squared dx. So separable. Now integrate both. And integrating y is y squared over 2. Then is equals to integrating x is x cubed over 3 plus the what? Arbitrary constant. So similarly, you can now say from here, directly you can say, wow, I want to shift this away. I'll bring it back because of the option. I want to shift this one as well. Wow. This is my admin now, he knows how to do all this thing one thing. Oh, my x square. My square is not being hit. Well, let me continue. So now from here, let's just finish. So what we need to do, we want to just, this is the equation, this is the answer, but if you look at the options, I don't know, is the option showing? Yes. The options are showing, you can see the option, thank you. So if you look at the options are not in this form. So this is the answer to the question, but it's not there. So what do you do when you have this type of distribution? You multiply through by the LCM. So you have linear and. So doing that, let's multiply through by the LCM. We multiply through by the LCM from here. So LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So we are multiplying each of them by 6. 2 can go in 6 how many times? 3y squared is equals to 3 can go in 6 how many times? 2s cubed plus the c. So collect like times, you have 3y squared minus 2s cubed is equals to c. Something like this is what you are going to be looking for. Option C, admit says C, admit, and always what is always right. The next one, question 23. I'm not even yet to what at the half midpoint. An asymptote is a tangent to the curve with 2 points that is meeting at infinity. We've done this one in my own classroom, so this is a simple question. Next one, 24. Thank you very much. The following points are turning points, except turning point is the point at which the y by the s is equals to 0. I love this upper question. Minimum point is a turning point. Maximum point is a turning point. Point of inflection is a turning point. These 2 points is never a turning point. So please note that. So note that. Wait. Listen, please. Point of inflection is not called a turning point. Yeah, it's turning point the y. Yes, because point of inflection is just a line that is like this. So, well, it's turning. Anyway, it's turning. So the 2 maximum and minimum at the same time cannot be. Yes. That's the answer. We just have to get it right. The next one is half point, midway. So now, the next one is also another differential equation. Wow. So solve the differential equation x dy plus y ds equals to 0. I think this one is also simple. So you can do it in numerous ways. Let me see the way the answer is. So if I go by x dy plus y dx is equals to 0. So to get this type of equation, divide through by xy. So that it should make sense. Xy, anything is 0 over something is 0. So what happens? S gets cancelled out. You can see. What happens? Y gets cancelled out. So that it will make, this is the y. Right? Then this is our, yes. So I have the y over y. What is left? Plus what? The x over x. So it's now easy to integrate. Equals to 0. You can collect like times so that you have. So if you like, you say the y over y equals to dx, negative ds over x. Admit? Negative. So directly I take integration of both sides. If I integrate both sides, I know you guys know what I mean by integrating both sides. This is like saying 1 over y dy. What I'm integrating is equals to, this is like saying minus 1 over x dx. What I'm integrating. I hope you can see, well, you integrate at this side before you move, so that it will make more sense. Because if I say you don't know, 1 over y is ln y. Hope you guys know ln y, or what we say ln y, or whatever you call it. So it depends on what you want to do. This is ln y. Ln y, when I say ln, natural log of y. 1 over y is ln y. Hope you guys know that. Then you can do it from this side before you even move it, so that it will make more sense. Let it be at this side, so you are integrating both sides here. So just write it like this, guys. So 1 over y is a ln y, or log y base e, here you want to write it, plus 1 over x is a ln x is equals to the arbitrary constant c. So ln y plus ln x is simply as saying y plus x equals to whatever. So y is the first one, x is the second one. So ln y, the way you write that is log y base e. I hope you know that. Mathematics, log x base e is equals to what? C. So I want to apply log of indices. Log indices, when log are in what? In the same base, and it's addition, you multiply. So that is xy is equals to c. So something like this is what I'm going to look for. Option B. Thank you very much, my mate. Next question, 26. We are now at the midpoint, please, guys. This is solution to Jupeb question. And the next question says, if y equals to 1 over s, then derive the formula for the nth term with respect to y. So I'll do this. Basically, y is equals to 1 by s. I will not be wasting time now. Excuse me. Now, 1 hour done. Now, you can see for 25 questions, I've used 1 hour. Now, the nth term of 11. Now, if we find y prime of this one, this is negative 1 over x squared. So if we increase the power, that is power 1. If it is power 2, it will be negative 2 over, it will be more continue to the, so you can just use that to look for the value. So if it is n, raised to power 2, raised to power 3, you continue. If this is now x squared, it will be negative 2 over, that is the way it will be going. So if you don't want to waste your time, you can now substitute when n equals to 1, which one will give you negative 1 over y squared, when n equals to 1. But basically, if you want to continue in that manner, you are going to have the nth term of this formula is given as negative 1, open bracket, negative 1 raised to power n factorial over x raised to power n plus 1. Option A is correct. I don't want to waste your time. That's the right answer to the question. The next one. Now integrate this. I said I'm not going to be doing everything. Use your DI method. If you use your DI method, this is integration by parts, x and e raised to power x. So I just want to x again, e raised to power x. So it should continue like that. X again, plus, minus, plus. You know, s raised to power x. As when you integrate x, this is x. When you integrate the different DI method, differentiate x is 1. Integrate e raised to power s is still e raised to power s. It doesn't change. So that's what I'm saying. So until you get to 0, this is 1. So next one is what is 0 and what? E raised to power. This is DI method. You guys know it, and I'm very sure you've been taught. So subtract, then you now say you now go with your method. You know what I mean. So going by that, s raised to power x, s e raised to power x plus minus e raised to power x. So this one will be correct. From that, that's the DI method. Or you use your integration by part, uv minus integral v du. So you can also use that. No time again. Next question, admin 28, please. Now, 28 asks me to find, well, if I can't even see this clearly, but let me just move it here and see if I can go with some other ways. So if y equals to e raised to power 2x minus 1, find the square y over the x square, that is, you are differentiating to, that is y prime prime minus 2y prime minus 2y. So we have to find the expression. So let's find y prime before we even go to y prime prime. E raised to power 2x minus 1, not supposed to be showing this, no time again. I still have a long way to go. So I have so you can say, you know the logic here. If you don't know, you say let u equals to the power. I will only do it once, I will not do it again. I only do it once, I will not do it again. The UDS is true. Wow. Watch concept video if you don't know the integration and difference. So if the UDS is true, you can say here, that will be the UDS. So y equals to what we have left was e raised to power u. So I'm using function of function. The y du is e raised to power u. So e raised to power u times 2. So the answer will be 2 e raised to power. What was u? 2x minus 1. What I'm saying is that when we have e raised to power something, just pick that the coefficient, bring it to the front. That will be your differentiation. So if we go by the next one, if I go for my y double prime, the logic now, what's the coefficient of this one? 2. 2 times 2 here, 4 e raised to power 2x minus 1. I hope you understand that. I said I'm only going to do one. Then, guys, we can now say from there, we can now move on and say, okay, fine. Now that we have that, the next thing will now be equals to substituting the value in the stuff. Now, the stuff we have here is, this is y prime prime. Should I come here? 4e raised to power 2x minus 1. I'm substituting minus 2 times, oh, I am not cutting. 2 times the y ds is y prime 2e, you can see, raised to power 2x minus 1. Then minus 2 times y. Y initially was the question, is that what's y? E raised to power 2x minus 1. So that's that. So on simplification, I don't think I have anything than what? Minus 2. So what I have here is like, you can see. So that is minus 2 should be the answer from what I can see there. So subtract them from each other. This is 4 e raised to power 2x minus 1. This is minus 2 times 2e as minus 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. This is 2 e raised to power 2x minus 1. So the answer to the question is what? Is equals to minus 2, because that's the only coefficient that is left. If I'm not mistaken, let's see where there's no 2y. What was y? E raised to power 2x minus 1. 2 the y ds. The y ds was 2e raised to power 2x minus 1. Yes. Then double of the stuff is 4e raised to power 2x minus 1. So from here, this gets cancelled out. I'm looking at where error is coming. So we have minus 2y. So we have to, the answer should be minus 2. So the coefficient is minus 2. Minus 2 times the function itself. So the 2 times the initial function. So that's it. So 2 minus 2 is the answer. Next one. 10q. If c is a constant of integration, then which of the following is true as a wow? This is formula based. F prime of x over f of x. Function over derivative of a function over its derivative. Function over its derivative or derivative over function is going to give us, this is ln f of x plus c. So that's it. I don't think this one is something to solve. That's formula first, one of the methods we use for integration when you integrate. So next one, please. Next one, 30. So there's a two motion of particles. This, most of the physics, please, I'll be leaving it for you because I've done physics prep, so I don't want to be wasting time on this because I have 1.5 hours to actually make sure I finish this, and I have to make sure I do this very well because no time again for me to be wasting time. So that is that. So my admin asked me to expand so that you guys can see. I hope you can see them now. So guys, let's do that together. Let's move together. So on movement, we can say, so let me do this one, don't do this one. Particle motion is displacement time graph. You have to find the velocity. Velocity equals to the s by dt. I hope you've done a lot in physics prep. So the s by dt will be, 4 times 4, 16. 16 t raised to power, I'm using x, but when I'm rushing, I'm not supposed to do this is 16 t raised to power 3. I think that's minus 3 times 3 minus 9 t squared. So that is the v, the s by dt, which is the velocity. And after 3 seconds is when t is 3. 3 raised to power 3 is 27. 27 times 16. No, admin said 9. 27 times 16. 4, I don't know maybe this is 432 or whatever. This my stuff is rubbish. 432 minus 3 raised to power 2 is 9. Minus 81. 351 meters per second. So I will not be doing the physics, to be honest. I'll be jumping some of it because I can see that you guys are very strong in physics. So let's see the next one. Particle is moving on a straight line. Thank you, particle is moving on a straight line, question 31. Is specified by the equation s equals to distance, time, acceleration. That means I'm going to differentiate twice. So acceleration is the v by dt. Everybody knows velocity over time. So distance time. Distance time is I'm going to have the s by dt first. And that one will give me 16 t raised to power 3 minus 3 times 3 is 9 t squared. That is the s by. So now, if I differentiate the s by dt, which is v, is this guy, 16t cubed minus 9t squared. So the v by dt is now what I know, which is the acceleration. 3 times 16 is 48t squared. 2 times 9 is 18t. So at what time? Time is 3. When t is 3, 3 squared is 48 times 9. 48 times 9 here. 48 times 9. So that is our place. 432, we have 432 minus 18 times 3. 33 is 54. So 432 minus 54. 378 is what I'll be looking for. And I think I have it. The next question. Time is what I'm saving, guys. I'm sorry, I will not be doing most of the question. If this physics. This is vector. I don't think you should be able to do vector. We are given A, we are given B, we are given C. We are given vector A, B, and C. So vector A, B, and C is given. And if vector A, B, and C, we are looking for 2A. Well, 2 times A is 2. That is 2I plus J minus 2 times 2k is 4k. I'm doing 2a plus b. What is b? I plus k. I, you don't get j, so I'm writing 0j plus k. Then plus 2c, 2 times 2i, 4i. Then 2 times minus j, minus 2j. And 2 times 3k plus 6k. So what are we looking for? We are looking for the addition of the 3. So, you know the question of something is 1 here. 2 plus 1, 3. 3 plus 4, 7i. This is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is 1 minus 2. 1 minus 2 is minus 1. So minus j. Think you have me. This is minus 4. Minus 4 plus, this is 6 plus 1, 7. Minus 4 plus 7. That's 3. Minus 4 plus 7. That's plus 3. I don't want to be doing it twice. This is why. So we are looking for the modulo. You know, the modulo will be square root of 7 squared minus plus minus 1 square, which is 1, plus the last one, 3 squared. 49 plus 1 plus 9. So that's square root of 58. So that's that, no time. So square root of 58 is the answer, but this is what you are going to pick. Hope you know why I'm picking that. I like this type of question. You can easily lose your mark if time is short, but there's not. The next one, please, we don't have time. You are the one that said so. The car accelerate, I'm supposed to be leaving this. I will leave the physics aspect. I think we still have the statistical aspect, so which is the 004. Now, this one says a car accelerates uniformly for 4 seconds. The up is visible at me. Thank you. At a constant speed for 10 seconds before it finally decelerates uniformly to rest in 6 seconds. Find the total now we have a question on physics. I'm going to use I'm not drawing anything for you guys. I hope you can draw. S equals to, I'm going to use area under a trapezium because this is a trapezium. Half A plus B H. Total distance travel was 600 equals to 1 over 2. The first time, okay, the second speed, the constant speed is A from trapezium. Draw a trapezium, no time, please. See, at constant speed will be the first A, which is 10. However, from here to here, which is the total of the 3 times. 4 plus 10 will be your B. You know what, and this A in trapezium, this B. So from here to here, the total time, 4 plus 10 plus 6. What's that? 20. Then you are looking for the height. That is the speed, which is the height. So from here, 600 is equals to 1 by 2 divided 30h. So I think this is cross multiplication. 1, 2 is 30h. So h will be equals to 1, 2 by 30 will be 40. I don't think that one should be a problem for anybody. The next question, please. Sorry guys, I have to move at both speed. Thank you very much. The next question says, a body of mass 6 kg. Let's move this. A body of mass is suspended. Wow. Let's just see if we can see something. Wow, wow. See that I'm following my shadow and my shadow is following me. I'm just wondering what can I make it here? I'm not even seeing anything. That means it has to be here. That's why we can see it. So let's manage it. It's because I want to draw anyway. So we have a body of mass 6 kg suspended at a position P by 2 light inextensible string AP and BP, which are inclined respectively at 20 and 60 to the upward vertical direction. This is equation of motion or Lami's theorem. So prediction of this. Physics is one of the strongest sides of us. Physics and math are not always a problem for students in my own place. At my tutorial, they are very good in. I don't know why this is not showing. What is this? Further look. What's this? It's not easy about what has been painted here, I guess. It's about anything. can I do now? What can I do now? Let me see what I can do. Basically, sorry, apologies, guys. Okay. I want to move this away for you guys to see clearly as what I'm trying to do. I'm having technical injury here. Result coming out. You just have to manage the stuff I'm trying to do. Just want to make sure values are not clean. So if I'm not drawing and it's not showing, then I know you have to do the question yourself. Thing is, which position of the body is now fit on? Now we need to copy this question also. So we'll leave this question then because I don't know what I'm writing is not displaying. It shouldn't be like that. Wow. So maybe we just leave it here. That's what I'm seeing here. I don't even know. Seeing something that I've never seen in my life before. So guys, apologies. And this is also part of time wasting. I just want to draw the process. I know you guys can do this. So let me see if I can draw now. Hopefully I can draw. So we're having something like this. I think we're having something like this. Just draw. I can't use that. So the weight of this thing is the weight was going to be 6 kg. 6 kg weight. And these are the tension. Tension always move away from the point of contact. That is the way I do it. Then the first one moves from this point, suspended at P. So this is P point, going to A and to B. So let's use Lamy theorem. The first one says AP is the first angle, AP filling station. This is 20. The truth is, I'm frustrated with this stuff, so I won't lie to you guys. Then the second one is 60. So I just do the angle or whatever. So this one will be, just use the angle. This is 120. That's pi minus, that's what we 180 minus 60. 180 minus this thing, 160. And that is why I'm going to need a calculator again. So if the system is at equilibrium, which is what I try to show, the examiner now has to find the total tension. That means the true tension. You're going to use Lamy's theorem. Then the one here is, this guy is 90. And if you want to know if it is 90, you can add this one or get the remaining angle. So actually know the remaining angle. If this is 60 plus 20, 80. 80 plus what will give you 180. That's a triangle. 80 plus what will give you 180? 100. So this should be 100. So it depends on what you want to use. Now it's like a complete triangle that you can get now T1, T2. So it depends on what you want to use to get to answer. So if you are using T2, sine 120, you say sine 120 over T2 or T2 over sine 120 is equals to, and this will be 60 if I convert to weight. I hope students know that this is physics. I will not be doing the next 50 physics question. I'm very sure about that because of time. This is our 60, that's sine 100 over 60. So here, you're going to get your answer for T2. Then you're going to do the same thing for T1. So you want to get T1. T1 is this guy, sine 160 over T1 is equals to, then you complete this one also, sine 100 over 60. So over 60. So I hope you can finish it here. So you get, because here I can't get sine 100 from my calculator unless I want to check this. So I get T1 and T2. So the total tension is now T1 plus T2. So let me leave this for you guys to drop in the comment section because it's a very simple question now to solve. I hope I'm safe at me. Yeah, this should be very easy for students to finish, right? The next question, please. I have wasted a lot of time on that. So a uniform bale of 40 meters long. So this is another physics question. Please solve this. No time for us to be wasting time on irrelevant. This meter rule question, which you can also. So I'll be waiting for those two answers. The first one I've given you clue. This one no clue at all. And if you have issues with them, let me know. Next, please. Thank you very much. A particle is moving along the center as r equals to a cos omega ti plus a sine omega tj. Determine the speed at any time. Speed is equals to the r by dt. This is what derivation video on my chapter of physics. I've done some similar things like this. So the r by dt will be equals to, we have the r dt will have equals to, so a omega is a constant. When you differentiate cos will give you minus sine omega t m plus a omega. When you differentiate sine, to give you cos omega t, there's j cap and there's what? I cap. So finish off. This will be, you look at the answer, this will be the one that has sine minus sine and plus cos. So it is a omega sc, because you have to be careful about it. When you differentiate cos will give you minus sine, and when you differentiate sine, it will give you cos. So what I'm having here is okay, the expression was multiplied through by minus again. It's minus a omega sine omega t I cap plus a omega, I hope you guys can see, cos omega t j cap. So yeah, this is the answer to the question. But if you look at the option here, none of this work until you multiply through by minus. So if you multiply through by minus, then you have what? It goes without saying this is the answer. Because when you multiply through, this will be plus, this will be minus. So please note that. Next one. Thank you. Now the next one is we are integrating the 0 to t of f of t. If f of t is 2 e raised by negative 3 I cap plus 5, okay, fine. The same thing we have done. We don't need to waste time. Taking limit from 0 to t, we've talked about e raised by something and how to do that. So let's integrate. If you integrate e raised by t, if you get e raised by t, is t e raised by t. So if you get e raised by minus, it's minus e. So this one will be minus 2e raised by negative t plus, well, 5 and 5 is constant. When you integrate cos is what? Sine. That's 5 sine t j cap or whatever, put I cap or whatever there. I'm just removing them. So then when you integrate this one, minus minus, because this is minus, have a plus 3 sine 3 cos t k cap j cap I cap. So that's it. Then you are now taking limit from 2 to 0. So 2 and 0, you definitely know it's not going to be this simple equation. So 0 can be subtracted out. The 0 can be subtracted. It can be this one. So just substitute 0 in that one. Let it be known that what? The 0 we have effect on cos 0. Because cos 0 is equals to 1. And that is why this is correct. So this is the answer to the question my dear student. Let's move to the next one. We are almost there. Question 38. Now this one says, what happened to this one? This one says, this one will be able to write. I just read. Wow, it cannot write. So let's just see all this painting. So let's see if we can see a red marker. I think red should write on anything. So we have, red should write. We have 2 forces, 10 Newton and 6 Newton. I'm not supposed to be doing this one. On this, so just show the 2 forces, 10 and Newton. 10. So the starting point should be, I think it's going to this side. So let me put my hand down like this and show the bearing for you to see. 60 will go like this, you know. 330 you measure 90, 180, 270 and whatever. If you like, you can do it like that. That's one way. But me, I don't even like showing stuff like this. I prefer doing it individually. It makes sense like that. Because when you do it individually, you'll be able to get what you want. So basically, this is 30 This is the angle. And the second one is that one is having, the one that has 30 is 10 Newton force, and the one that has 330 is 6 Newton force. And the angle of 330 is also 90, 180, 270. You are going to 330. 270 minus 330 is 60. Complete section remains at 30. So both of them are 30. So do this, get the angle here, because you need the x component. Everybody knows x is this. So that is why I'll get this. So you're solving this opposite over adjacent. Hypotenuse. Opposite over hypotenuse. So that is 10, 0, only the exponent, 10 sine, am I right? 10 sine, I should be right. 10 sine 30. Then we have, I hope no mistake, so that we don't have issue. The first one is not 30, so 60. 10 sine 60. Then the second one, which is 6, opposite as well again, that is 6 sine 30. So sine 30 is half, 6 times 30 is 6 times that, that's 3 Newton. 10 times sine 30 is 10 times root 3 over 2. That's 5 root 3, 2 here 1, 2 here 5. So the two forces are acting in opposite direction. It will be 5 root 3 you subtract, minus the other one, minus 3. So something like this is what you are looking for. Option A. 39 is. Thank you very much. This is a diagram above, is a velocity. I calculate the distance traveled when the acceleration is 0. That is constant velocity. So what's the time at constant? 8 minus 5. Okay, distance, acceleration equals to, okay, distance time graph. So distance equals to velocity times time. The velocity is what we are looking for. We are looking for the distance. The velocity at that point was 30. The time is the interval between 8 minus 5 is 3. 30 times 3 is nothing but 90 meters. And that's option B. Next question, please. Question 40. Negative correlation means inverse relationship. This is it. Negative graph. You guys know that. That's inverse. Next one. Thank you, 41. Please be fast. Please. No time. Question 41 says, how many 5-letter code words can be formed from the letter of algebra if the code word must begin with A and left word and end with A? I want to form 5-letter word from 5-letter word, and I'm taking the first A. What am I doing now? Because I'm rushing. I don't want that to be my case. I will now be doing rubbish. This one, what is this one doing? So I have 5-letter words and A and B. That means I've picked 2. The remaining letters are 5, 4, and 3. So because I've picked the last 2, so the remaining numbers are 5, 4, 3. 5 times 4 times 3. That's 60 ways. So that's 60. The permutation and combination section is also important if you want to score very high here. The next one says, in how many ways can a committee of 5 be formed from a group of 8 people consisting of 3 boys? 8 people is the total combination. A combination of 3 boys, 3 girls, and a brother and sister pair. If the committee must include brother and sister, conditional permutation or conditional probability, anyhow you want. So if you want to pick 5 out of 8 people, that is 8 combination 5. Everybody knows that. I'll be using the calculator of combination now. So but the combination is saying I must include what condition is a brother and sister pair. So a brother and sister pair, including them, is if I pick the first brother out of the first brother is how many boys? If I pick the first one, 3 out of, how many are they altogether? 3 out of 8, right? Then the second person, if I pick with that, is like without replacement, I'll be 2 out of 7. I hope I am correct. So let's see if this is correct. So I can cut 3 here 1, 3 here 4. So I'm having cell 3 over 28. So let's do 8 combination 5. 8 combination 5 is 8 factorial over 8 minus 5 factorial. No time. 5 factorial. Let me just use this guy to get 8 combination 5. 8, and my 8 is even writing like 0 in this calculator. I hope I can see combination 5. I think this is 56. So 8 combination 5 is 56 times All I have here is 3 over 28. 3 over 28. I think 28 can go in 56 two times, if I'm not mistaken. Then that means I've made a mistake. Let's check again. Let's check again. A committee of 5 out of 8 people. Total number of way of picking them is 8. Choose 5. Yes, 8 combination 5. Consisting of 3 boys, 3 girls, and a brother and sister pair. If the committee must include a brother and sister pair, how many ways can this be done? 8 combination 5 is total number of ways. Then, and picking the first brother is 3 out of 5. 3 out of 8, then I have the second person will now be 2. I've picked the first person, the next person will be 2. It's like without replacement. So I did 2 here, 1, 2 here. So this should be correct. 28 times 2 is 20 times 2, 56. Has been this 2. So 2 times 4 should be 3 over because I'm rushing. So it should be, hope this thing will not clean everything. Wow. That's always been a problem. And that is what has been slowing me down since morning. So this should be 56 is 8 combination 5. So if I pick the first person, it is 3 out of 5. And the second person is now 2 out of 4. You can see the mistake I made. You guys can also, thank God they didn't put the answer there. I would have actually skilled this if it's theory. It is out of the remaining 5 people, I want to pick a brother and a sister. So that's where I have the mistake. 8 combination 5 was 56 times, you can do this one, hopefully. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. Hope I'm right? Yes, that's 3 over 10. I just hope this. What's 56 times 3? I don't think I'm having a good answer. Well, please, please help me now. 56 times 3 is what? I don't think this one is going to make sense. I use now and use normal. 56 times 3. So 1,000 is 15.3, which is also rubbish. So I think I'm having a kind of error somewhere, which I think I need to work on. That. Yes, which include a brother and a sister. A brother, okay. Yes, a brother. There are 3 boys and 3 girls. So I now want to play. Yes. And I think I'm correct the other time. Wow, this is rubbish. So I think I'll leave this one so if I'm making a mistake here. I don't know why this is coming to this place now. I have a long way to go. I don't need any notification. So I think I was actually correct at the beginning. Please, and let me disconnect the data. I don't want to say anything. How these are going to be. Please go and off the data. I don't want to go and off data. So that's the best thing. So guys, I think I'm going to leave this because I don't know why this is not coming up. But there should be an answer here. Let me do it one more time to know if I'm the one that is not getting this or it's from them. So I have how many ways can a committee of 5 be chosen? We form from 8 people. That's 8 choose 5. Consisting of 3 boys and 3 girls and a brother and sister pair. So if a brother and sister pairs today, each combination is total number of ways. Definitely the answer is not 56. Wow. Answer is not 56. We need to keep that at the back of our mind. Answer should be less than 56. But where the issue is now coming is this. So brothers and sister pairs are what we are doing, and I don't know why. Okay, fine. So now I'm doing it for the last time, then I'll come back to it to read the second question. So this will be brother and sister pair. I'm using 3 out of total number, if I even say 8. And the second person is 2 out of 8. And then it is being replaced. 2 here 1, 2 here 4. So this is 56 times 3 over 4 times 8 is 32. I think I'm not mistaken. 4 times 8 times 4, is it 32 or 36? Is it 36? I don't think so. So 56 times 3. 4 times 8. 56 times 3. So I think I'll come back to you because of time. Divided by 32. So still not there. So I think it's the next question. This is the second one. As this when you have issues like this, you can come back to it. But I don't think this should be a difficult solve. Find the probability of at least 4 heads in C. This is really long something. So but let's just do it. N P Q P raised to power N minus Q. N minus Q, then NPR. Said NPQ. P raised to power N minus R. Then Q raised to power, I think I did something like this, the last time, R. So it's 6 tosses. I want to have at least 4 heads. So I'm doing for R equals to 4. Wow. R equals to 5. And R equals to 6. Statistics side now. So I head and tail. My sources and this is 1 over 2 for both of them. So if I do for 4, that is like 6 minus 4, 2. Then failure is also 1 over 2 raised to power 4. So there is 6 tosses of 6. I said 6 combination. I'm doing for 4. So we do for 5 too. So it's 6 combination 5. 1 over 2 raised to power 6 minus 5 is 1. Then 1 over 2 raised to power 5. You get the answer. Then you do for the last one, which you don't need for 6 combination 6. And you have 1 over 2 raised to power 6 minus 6 is 0. Then 1 over 2 raised to power 6. So these are the stuff. Then you add the answers together. So we quickly do that now. And then we help me also. This is 1 over 4, 1 over 4. I'll just do everything together. 6 combination 4. 6 combination 4. Then if we add this plus this is 1 over 32 and plus anything from 0 is 1 plus 1 over 64. You put it in fraction. 11 over 32. So the 3 is giving me 11 over 32. Addition of the 3 option. Option A is correct. Question 44. Please let's be fast. Time is not on my side. So the next one says, on the final examination in mathematics, the mean was 72 and the deviation was 15. Determine the standard score of the student receiving 60 grades. Standard score is also S standard is also X minus X bar over standard deviation, which I love to write as mean. So that's the formula for standard score. We call that one Z. Statistics 004 is important too. What's the X grade mark? 60 minus 72. Standard deviation is 15. So it looks, this will be negative 0.8. Moving with the answer now. That's that. The next one. So this one maybe I leave it for you, but I think it's very simple. The mean of a number is 6 and the standard deviation is root 5. So you know how to do that. 6 minus 2, 6 minus 5, 6 minus S. Compute the value of X and Y. You just have to substitute. You see the one that will give you that. So if you do it very well, you should get this answer. So the next one. This is a simple question. I don't want to waste time. But I still have other questions that I didn't finish. I will still come to. Compute the expected number of males and its standard, the expected number and that is expected number and standard deviation. That is NP of X. NEP of X is what I'm looking for. So now doing that, how many samples? The total sample is 100. So the multiplication of the two, which one can give me 100? When the sample is equals to 1, I can start testing. So 25 times 1 is 25, and times 5 is greater than 100. This can never work. 50 times 1 is 50. 25 times 1 is 25. 50 plus 25 is not going to work with 1. If we use 2, it will be greater. So we can use any number because we have to see which one we go. If I use this one, 50 times 2 is 100 on its own. So If you go with the other one, it is more than 8. If it is 1, it's not going to work. So let's see this 10 times 2, 20, 20 times 5, 100. So this is the answer. So always use this to get that. That's just a kind of brain question, this is the way we do that. The next one, please. The hypothesis of primary interest. Hypothesis of primary interest is when you have primary interest, it can actually be alternative or null. So, but when you say hypothesis of primary interest, it is called what? Because it is there is an interest in it. So definitely, I mean, you have what alternate. These are statistics. You're part of O4. The next one. Y equals to mx plus c. You can see y equals to b naught plus b1x. That's a regression equation. Y equals to mx plus c form is regression line. You know that. The next one. Question 49 says, now before I solve 49, we have 2 engraved whatever. They said an unbiased 6-sided die has 2 engraved of 2 sides, of 2 engraved on 2 sides. That means 2 is appearing 3 times. I hate English because sometimes when they use English to ask math, you might fall a victim of not getting it, of which you know them. 4, they score 4 is on the 3 side. 4 is appearing how many times? 3 times. And what again? And of course 6 is on the remaining side. Only one side. 6 is appearing 1 time. Compute the probability that the score of 6 or less. 6 or less. 1 to 6 over 6. Not be 1 with that. I think that should be 1. So that's that. So guys, be careful about my language. Sometimes I just make mathematics fun. That is me for you. The last question, I still have 2 questions I have to check. So admit please, an unbiased 6-sided die has 2 engraved on the 2 sides. 2 is on the 2 sides, 4 on the 3 sides, 4, 4, 4. And 6 on the remaining 1 side. I think it's like the other one. It is shown once, complete probability of obtaining odd scores. Why are the odd, guys? Odd number. Is there any odd number here? No odd number. 0, 0, 0. Admit please, we are going to go to the previous question. Please, you can take a pause. Let me just take small water, then we continue. So that I can go for pause, please. So let's see the previous ones. Those 2 questions we didn't get. So that we can see. Now we have 3 minutes. Okay. So here we have no forward. There's a question there. Don't know if my blue is not even. This is 1 now. This is in how many ways can a committee of 5 be taken from 8 people, 8 combination 5, yeah, consisting of 3 boys and 3 girls, and the brother sister should be formed. Look at me. Out of what? A committee of 5. So this should be 5 over 8 times the second person 4 over 7. That was a mistake I made. So please let's just correct that. 8 combination 5 times the first sister, the first brother out of 5. 5 out of 8. You know I'm picking 5 of 8. And the second person is 4 over 7. So apologies guys. It happens sometimes, like I told you. It's sometimes when you solve question at first time and you're not getting it, you go back to them. So this is 56, right? I think it was 8 combination 5 was 56 times. This should be 4 here 1. This should be 2. That is 5 over 14. So I think it's making sense now. 14 can go in 56. That's 4. 4 times 5, 20. So 20 is there. And that is that. 20 is the correct answer. This is 20. And please note that. So those are errors. It should have been 5. I'm taking 8 choose right. The first person is 5 out of 8. 5 committee. 5 out of 8 is the first boy or the first brother. And the second one will be 4 out of 7 that is left. So sorry about that. It happens sometimes. So thank God we were able to correct that. The main one, I think it was 1 question on coefficient. I think that day too, I was also, because I remember the day of this exam, I had studied that particular question too that day. I remember very well. So let's see if we can get that one, and if you cannot get it, we can just call it a day, because I think I have actually used more than 1.5 hours. I want to use 30, yes, 30. So I'll bring it over to you. Number 13, right? 11. Just be going gradually. We will soon get there. So these are things we've done for those that are just joining. So we can also move down directly. I think this is moving small. So if you think you have any problem when that relates to science courses, you can send a mail to moziacademy@gmail.com. So let's wait. I just want to give it a try for the last time. That one, and if it is not coming, like I do say, you can say teachers to actually have to do mistakes on questions, and doesn't mean you don't know it, but it's just because you are actually doing it at that point in time. So this is 27. We are going to question 13. So I wait for my admin while my admin is trying to get the question for us. Let's wait so that we know we tried for the last time before we move on. So actually we've done a lot, to be honest. Question 25. Question 11 is where we are going. See that. I think it's loading small. Maybe I should just leave it and call it a day. I just feel like doing it again for some of us. We might come across that kind of question, but it's for you to know the method to be used to solve such question. That's what I'm trying to. Okay, we're almost there. This question 24 out of 50. So, question 11. Question 23. Or the admin can actually be fast, please. I know why it is taking time to get question. Even question 11. Hopefully if it will go. Because this thing is loading small. So it's just going back. I guess. I think it's going back small. So let's see. Let's just wait. It's 22. I think it's just a matter of time. It's 22. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. Just want to do it for the last time. That's it. Not for anything. Just for us to know that. Okay. I think this is it. I think so. Okay, thank you. So if this is it, let's see where we have error. Because I know it should be error from the way we saw, just like the other one. Hopefully we'll be able to spot the error. Okay, fine. So now, let's say we are taking n is 18, we are looking for the sixth term. And 18 combination R is isolated. So I said x raised power x squared is minus 2 equals to, wow. I've seen my error. And that's one thing about me. This is indices which I didn't finish. This is, just need to do it calmly. Look at where I made a simple error, which is unlike me. Normally I don't make this type of error. This is return s 1 over x squared to s squared minus 2, 18 minus r. This is times, you can see times, that is times, that is times s raised to power r, which I removed before I know equate to s raised to power 6. So this should have been, let me equate the power s raised to power minus 2 times this is minus 36. I'm expanding. Minus times minus plus 2r. Indices law plus r. X a raised to power m times a raised to power n is a raised to power m plus n. So this is times. Why I'm using that is because it's s and x. So I will just add. It's now equal to the power in which I am going. I have removed this s raised to power r, and that is why I'm having rubbish answer. So sometimes it happens like that. So if I try to do this, or let me just continue, you can get r, which is the next thing, we equate the power. want to pick a blue. You equate the power. When you equate the power, it's minus 36 plus 3r is equals to 6. So we say 3r is equals to 42, I guess. So r equals to 42 divided by 3. 16, no. 15 is 45, 12 is 36. 14. R is 14. So if R is 14, then the question is 18 combination R. So 18 combination 14 is now what we are looking for. So let's get 18 combination 14 from calculator. So this time around it should be correct. So 18 choose 14. 3 zeros. Is this 6 0 or 5 0? 3 0 6 0. 3 0 6 0. So you can see. So what happened was that we didn't use this R, which is indices law. We now equate it. We forget to put this R before, and that is why we suffer. You can see we only use 36 plus 2R, and that is why we are having issue. So small thing can actually cause havoc. So that's the answer to this, guys. As I'll be stopping. I think this will help you guys. If you have any question, you can send to me via the comment section. I'll see you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe. Take care and well done.